Hey guys, Professor Bell, Comic Book University, and finally, Civil War II, issue number 8 of 8. We're finished. Kind of. Kind of. There's also Civil War Aftermath, The Oath, coming out pretty soon. Issue number 1 at least. Man. So the story is going to continue in Occupy Avengers, The Champions, Infamous Iron Man, Invincible Iron Man with Riri Williams, The Mighty Captain Marvel, Ultimates issue 2, and The Incredible Hulk. Some which came out today, some which came out weeks ago, because this comic is so late. It's so sad. Tony Stark didn't die. Tony Stark didn't die. That's the big news from here. We didn't know exactly what was going to happen, but he didn't actually die. What happened was he'd been doing experiments on himself, and crazy experiments. And this is coming from the Beast, somebody who's experimented on himself more than anybody else ever. So he says that he's been experimenting on himself and doing something, and that's the reason why he stayed alive. But he also pointed out a couple things that were very interesting here. He pointed out that he did trust Carol Danvers, Captain Marvel, and that's really important. He trusted her to do the right thing always, all the time. Even with the profiling, he knew that it was in good hands with her, which is good. It's good to hear, because he was kind of making her out to be the bad guy, but Beast was able to point, and Beast is one of the 8 smartest people in the world, and it's 10 now, pointing out, actually 11. Anyway, the point is, he's one of the smartest people in the world also. So when he says this, he means this. That Stark also, who was a futurist, he didn't have too much of a problem with what Carol was doing, because he knew that the profiling, which is exactly what this is, was in the right hands. The problem is, who comes after Carol? If Carol steps down, if Carol gets fired, if Carol gets replaced, if Carol dies, who takes her place afterwards? And how do we just give that much power? It would be almost as if in America we'd done something to get rid of habeas corpus, and then someone else came in and had this lack of habeas corpus to go on ahead and profile anybody who they want and take away all of our privacy, which is the very root of liberty. Like, wow, it's almost prophetic. I'm sure that was a rewrite that came at the end, but the point is that it's good to actually hear this stuff, because Carol doesn't have to look like a bad guy now for having quote unquote killed Tony Stark. Anyway, I really like this comic. I like the way it ended, so I'm going to give this a very awesome B+. That's right, B. That's the best you get, is the best B, because it's late, and double late. This book is late. Like, I get it. Sometimes, things are going to happen, but unacceptable. Unacceptable. Like, we're already up to issue number 3 of Infamous Iron Man, and geez, that was this week, and 2 weeks ago we had issue number 3 came out from Champions. Like, guy, you are late with this book. Anyway, still liking it. Professor Bell, Comic Book University, class dismissed.